it's like this transitional period of time. It's this moment that it's like dropping in, settling in, taking a breath, finding our space, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, sitting nice and tall, taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Morning sigh of relief, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Let's keep that going. That nice deep breathing, leaving your hands here on your knees or bringing your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. And just filling up the belly, trying to relax the muscles around the belly whilst engaging the muscles through the spine and the neck. If you feel like you need to roll your shoulders back a couple of times, we probably all do, just do that a couple of times. Keep that nice deep inhale and exhale going. Sitting tall, creating space between the vertebrae, creating space in the abdomen, in the muscles around the abdomen, in the chest, in the shoulders, and drawing in that space through your breath. And at the same time as you're creating space, you're regulating your heart rate, your breath, just slightly slowing things down and starting to bring the focus in. The mind naturally wanders and is going all over the place, and we actually have to actively tell it and make the choice to draw things in. So let's do that now. Let's just start to focus on the sound of the breath, the inhale and the exhale. I remember years ago, somebody, and I can't remember, it must have been in a yoga class or something, where the best mantra, if you are struggling with that focus, is just to say, inhale as you inhale and exhale as you exhale in your mind. That's such a great, easy way in to that focus, to the focus on the breath and to kind of shutting out the monkey mind, is just to say those two words over and over again as you're doing it. And it's super helpful, it's simple and effective. So let's take another couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale, feeling ourselves start to really drop into the space. Inhaling and exhaling. Staying here with the eyes closed or gently lowered. We'll chant 3 Oms together to open up our practice. Staying with the mantra Om, we'll just do a couple of rounds of Om, just to get the breath going and get the breath a little deeper. Om, Om, Taking a lovely deep breath in here. And exhaling through the mouth. From here, we're going to fold forward, but before we do, we can press play on our playlist that's in the WhatsApp chat. And when we're ready, just folding forward here, reaching the arms forward, keeping the knees bent, crossed, folding forward. Head can rest all the way down or can hover. It's fine either way. Feeling the shoulders begin to release here, allowing the weight of the head to just come down. And then walking the hands over to the right side. The right elbow will bend, the left elbow will straighten and stretch a little bit further. If your left hip is lifting, just bring your left hip back down. The head can rest on the knee or the ground or hover. And then walking the hands over to the other side. Just taking a moment here. Sometimes such simple movements can just be so lovely. The feeling in your body, really about tuning into how it feels in your body. Start to roll up through the spine, dragging the hands along the floor back towards you. Reach the arms up overhead. Breathe deeply in here. And then exhale, circle them round and down, bringing the right hand just outside of the right hip. Reach that left arm up and over, gazing up, feeling a lovely side body stretch through the hip, side of the rib cage, the shoulder, and then switching sides. Reaching that right arm up, the left arm can be out wide and straight or a bit closer towards your hip, and bending that elbow. Reaching the right arm up. Try to open out at the rib cage here, not collapse forward. Open out, gazes up. One more time, going back over to the other side. Really making sure to keep that shoulder out, gazes up, breathing here, and switching sides again. Waking up the lower back, the spine. And then coming back to center, sitting nice and tall, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you, and start to lengthen the spine here as you inhale. And then as you exhale, take the twist a little bit further, looking over your right shoulder. And then switching to the other side. So nice. Looking over the left shoulder. Then coming back to center, interlacing the hands, reaching the arms forward, dropping the head down between the shoulders here, rounding out the back. And then hands on the knees, just coming up, keeping the chin to chest. Just start half circles. So circling the head, left ear to left shoulder, coming back through the front, just side to side. This time as you come to the right side, elbow, then open out the gaze. So turn your head upwards, so you're looking up. Right ear to right shoulder, drop the shoulder down as well if you naturally start to draw up, and then circle over to the left side and then open out the gaze, gazes up, feeling it slightly different parts of the neck, stretching the neck here, and then come back chin to chest, sitting nice and tall. Interlace your hands just behind your head and press into the back of your head, but resist your hands with your neck. So you're pulling your head forward, but you're sitting up nice and tall into your hands. Your neck and your head are pressing into your hands. There's a little bit of weight there. It's a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Breathing here, sitting tall, inhaling and exhaling. Release the hands just behind you. Fingers can be pointing forward or backwards, and just squeeze the shoulders together, opening up the front of the chest here. Really squeeze the shoulders. Gazes up, breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Now reach the right arm up, and we're going to bend at the elbow. Right hand is behind the head. If the fingertips don't touch, that's fine. Just if they do, and you can grab your hands, the fingers can grab, great. And then sit back, like press the head back into that right arm. Lovely. Just breathe into that space. Inhaling. Exhale, release and switch sides. Nice shoulder stretch. Sitting tall, pressing the head back. Breathing here. Maybe it's different on this side. It's really about listening to your body and what you can do, when to push yourself, when not to. And knowing that pushing yourself isn't always the goal. It's about feeling good, feeling joyful. Release. Bring the hands interlace the fingers. Just circle the wrists here. Warming the wrists up, opening them out, circling one way, circling the other way. There we go, very nice. Now coming into a tabletop. And just start to move your body how you need to move your body. I always like to start swaying side to side before I move into like a cat-cow. Sometimes it's about finding a little moment of stillness, just finding this space, finding the balance here. Circling the hips, the shoulders, and breathing. Keeping nice deep inhales and exhales going here. Moving side to side. And then walking the hands a little bit further forward so they're at a diagonal, they're not underneath the shoulders, and just sinking the hips down into a soft upward facing dog, bringing the gaze up, breathing here, and then looking over one shoulder, looking at your right foot, moving to the other side, looking over your left shoulder, coming back to center and pushing the seat back all the way back into a child's pose. Just staying here for one moment and then rolling the spine forward, really rolling through the spine, and then coming back to sinking the hips down into this soft upward facing dog. Bring the gaze up and then chin to chest, pressing back. Again, one more time as we come back into a child's pose and then roll forward. Sink the hips down. My knees are quite wide here. Bring the gaze up as you breathe in deeply and then come back into a tabletop. Reaching the right arm forward, left leg back. Make sure that you're supported, knee below hip, wrist below shoulder, just holding the arm out, reaching the arm forward, kicking that leg back, and then bend the knee and reach back with your hand and grab hold and just kick your foot back into your hand, opening out that right shoulder, looking back down the right side of the body, breathing here. And keeping that leg up, but switching hands, so pressing the right hand into the mat, opening out, grabbing with the left hand now. So kicking the foot back into the left hand. So we're just opening out into the other side. Lovely. And then gently release everything down. Reaching the left hand forward, kicking the right leg back. Just finding that strong straight line. Just holding it here for a moment. Then bending the knee. Kicking the right foot into the left hand, whichever side you're on. I think that's the side you're on, yeah. Looking down the left side of the body. And then keeping the leg where it is, bringing the left hand down, reach back with the right hand and kick back, opening out, looking up, looking back, breathing here, inhaling, exhaling, releasing everything down, and start to just move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale as you arch, looking up, exhale, rounding out. Inhale as the belly drops down, the spine arches, looking up. Exhale, rounding out, pressing the ground away from you, dropping the head, gazing at the belly. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Now tucking the toes under. Start to press back into a downward dog. Moving the legs, bending and straightening. Moving your head gently from side to side, looking under one armpit, looking under the other. Moving from side to side. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Stepping the feet wide as the mat. Reach your left hand back, grabbing outside of your right ankle, pulling gently, looking up under your right armpit. Bending or straightening the legs, keeping them moving, or just finding that still place, feeling where the stretches are. Breathing here, and then switching sides, pressing the left hand into the mat, reaching back with the right hand, looking up under the armpit. Breathing here, inhaling. And exhaling, releasing that hand down, stepping the feet a bit closer together. And inhaling that right leg up high behind you. Really lifting it up high, pressing the ground away from you, then bending the knee, opening out at the hip, and circling here. Circling the ankle, circling the hip. Nice big circles in one direction, big circles in the other direction. And then square the hips, step that right foot all the way through, keeping both legs as straight as you can into a nice wide pyramid, and just pulse through that back heel. The knees can be bent if you need them, but we're not really bent. It would just be a micro bend. Just pulsing that back heel up and down. And then we're just going to bend into both knees and straighten. So bending down into a lunge and then straightening. Keeping the torso folded forward, the head down, bend and straighten. Bringing some warmth in, keeping the breath flowing smoothly as you inhale and you exhale. Bending and straightening. This time as we bend, we're going to stay, bring that back knee down, and just straighten and bend that front leg now a few times, back and forwards. Hips move back and forwards, back knee is down. Feeling good as you move your body. It's Monday morning. Now bending into that front knee, maybe walking the foot forward a little bit and coming into a nice lunge, hands to hips. Just breathe here. Find where your foot needs to be. I always sort of need to walk mine forward and out a little bit to find my lunge. Breathing here. Pulsing a little bit. Reaching both arms up. Bending at the elbows. Squeezing the shoulders together, opening up the heart center here. And then bringing the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers, and just allowing the head to rest back into the hands. Breathing here, squeeze the shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming back up, reaching that right hand down and that left arm up, reaching over to the right side. The right hand can hover or touch down. Gaze is up at the left armpit, the left palm or the left elbow crease. And then release, bringing hands either side of the front foot. Lengthen that front leg, just fold it forward here. Just breathe here. The knee can be straight or micro bend, hips are squared. Folding forward here, flexing the foot, breathing here, inhaling. And exhaling, bend into that front knee, tuck the back toes under, step that right leg back. Just move the hip from side to side here. And then on the next inhale, lift that left leg up high. Really high, lift it up, stretch it up. Then bend the knee and open out the hip.
Circle the ankle one way. Circle the ankle the other way. And then big circles from the hip. Nice big movements, big breaths. Squaring the hips, stepping that left foot all the way to between the hands to a very wide-legged forward fold. So just pulsing through that back heel, up and down. Keep that pulsing going. Keep folding forward here. You may have your full palm pressed into the mat or be on your fingertips. Just pulse it forward, pulse it up and down. And then we're going to bend into the both knees and straighten. So bending, keeping your body folded forward and straighten. Bend and straighten. So nice. Bend and straighten. Couple more times. Really warming things up. Bend, straighten. This time bend into both of the knees. Bring that back knee down. And just bend and straighten the left leg. So moving the hips back and forwards here. Flexing the left foot. Straightening and bending that left leg as we move back and forwards. And now bending into that left foot, start to lift up, maybe reposition that left foot, hands to hips, just pulsing a couple of times. And then begin to lift the arms up, reaching the arms up, bending at the elbows, squeezing the shoulders and arching back. The head can drop back slightly, breathing here. And then interlacing your hands behind your head. Allow your head to just rest back into your hands. I say rest, it's not very restful, but it's just a way to create a little like basket for your head just for a few moments. Breathe here, inhale. And exhale, release the hands either side of the left foot. Lengthen that left leg, just fold forward here for a moment. Straightening that left leg, flexing that left foot, folding forward here. Breathing here. And bending into that left knee, tucking the back toes under, stepping that left foot back. And slowly start to walk the feet halfway up the mat. Fold forward here, bend the knees, folding forward, creating a shelf for your chest to rest down on. Folding forward, allow the head to just hang. And start to reach the arms up behind you. Reaching them up, then interlacing the fingers, squeezing the shoulders together as you fold forward here. Breathing here, squeezing the shoulders. Fingers are gripping. Inhaling and exhaling. And then gently start to release the hands down. Grasping opposite elbows, swaying from side to side. You might need to bend and straighten your knees. Just swaying gently, really making sure that the head is hanging down. You're not holding it in any way. There's no need. And then bending the left knee, placing the left hand down, reaching the right arm up, gazing up. Right leg is straight or micro bent. Left knee is bent, reaching up, breathing here, gazes up. And exhale, release, switching sides, bending the right knee, pressing the right hand down, reaching that left arm up, gazing up. Breathing here. And then release. Both knees bend slightly, arms are hanging down. Start to roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Super slowly, pressing the feet fully into the mat, rolling up, shoulders, then head comes up last. Roll the shoulders back once, twice. Inhale the arms up overhead, reaching the arms up, gazes up, breathing here. And then exhale, pressing the hands together in a prayer, drawing that prayer in front of the heart center. Taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. Thinking about what this day means to you. Monday, the start of the week. What qualities you would like to cultivate for your week, for yourself and for those around you. Releasing the hands either side, taking a step to the top of the mat, beginning Surya Namaskar. Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead, gazing up at the hands. Exhale, fold forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Staying here for 5 deep breaths. Staying here still, or making the movements that you need to make for your body this morning. Inhaling and exhaling. Reminding yourself to draw your shoulders up and away from your neck and your ears. Moving your head slightly from left to right, back and forwards. Using your whole hand to press the ground away from you. Going all the way, imagining a line from your fingertips traveling all the way up your arms, into your shoulders, all the way up your back to your sacrum, and then all the way down your legs, heels drawing towards the floor and into your toes, pressing here, breathing in. And on the exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, stepping the feet forwards to meet the hands. Exhale, folding forward here. Inhale, press the palms, rise all the way up, gazing up at the hands. Exhaling, arms by your side, Tadasana. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step the feet back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Press back to downward facing dog. Breathe in here, inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Keep that breath going, nice deep inhales and exhales through the nose, in and out through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. What do you need to do? Breathing in and breathing out. One more lovely deep inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, press the palms, rise all the way up, gazing up at the hands. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, bend the knees. Press the palms, reach the arms up overhead, gazing up at the hands. Exhale, fold forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot forward, coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Back leg is nice and straight. Arms are up, gazing up at the hands, at the thumbs. Bend a little deeper into that front knee, breathe in. Exhale, reach the hands down, step it back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog and step that left foot forward. Warrior one on the left side. Victorious warrior. Reach the arms up. Bend that left knee. Back leg is straight up behind you. Inhale. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat, stepping it back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. Breathing here, moving our bodies and our breath like a prayer. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, sit low and deep in your chair. Press the palms, reach the arms up, breathe here. And then on the exhale, fold it forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step that right foot forward, coming into warrior one. Virabhadrasana. Exhale, open out to warrior two. And then reverse it back. Keep that right knee bent. Don't lose the bend. And then bring the right elbow to the right knee as you reach that left arm forward into a nice extended side angle. Going to move it back one more time into reverse warrior. Just opening up the sides of the body here. And then exhale, bring the elbow to the knee. Reach that left arm forward. Beautiful. Opening out the body, stretching the body. And then releasing that left hand down inside of the right foot. Parallel, opening out to the other side. Reach that right arm up, creating strong, long, straight lines. Staying here, breathing in, breathing out. Then coming from here into a side plank. So I like to bring my right hand to my right hip. Opening out, stacking the right leg on top of the left leg. Breathing here, pushing the hips up. Maybe the top left leg lifts. And then stepping the right foot behind you, coming into a world thing. Pushing the hips up, reaching that right arm back. Breathe here, inhale. Exhale, gently place that right hand back down. Come into a plank, stay in a plank just for a moment, and then go through your chaturanga. Lower down, inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step that left foot forward into warrior one. Breathe in. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Don't allow that knee to collapse in. Make sure it's out still to nice right angle. Then drop that right hand down. Reverse the warrior. And then elbow to knee. Reach the right arm forward. Gaze is up. Nice extended side angle. Then reverse the warrior again. Reverse it. And then bring elbow to knee. Reaching that right arm forward. Gaze is up. Keeping the line of the body open. And then right hand comes down. Lift the back heel up. Left arm reaches up. Gazing up, breathing here. Just sinking the hips a little bit lower. And then finding your way into a side plank. So opening out to the left side. Left arm reaches up. Nice. Beautiful. Catherine, Heather, Rachel. Then step that left foot just behind you. Gently pushing the hips up. Reaching that left arm back. Breathing here. And then gently bringing that left hand down. Just finding your plank just for a moment and lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Lovely. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Resetting. Downward dog is still a very active pose. Everything is happening, but it's very balancing and grounding as well. Feeling the ground beneath your hands, your feet. Inhaling and exhaling. And the next inhale, step the right foot forward, coming into warrior one. Press the palms, reach the arms up. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Start to straighten that front leg. You can stay wide in your stance or walk your foot in and move from here into your Trikonasana triangle pose. I usually walk my feet in, but I'm trying a nice wide one today. Breathe here. And then start to reach your left arm forward. Lift that right arm up, keeping the torso open, as if you're holding like a beach ball. Really try not to allow that torso to collapse in. Breathe here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Then bringing that right hand back down, moving from here into half moon. Lift that back leg up high behind you. Maybe the right hand is hovering or touching down. Wherever you are with it. It's about what you need to do for your body today. Staying here or reaching back, to grab the foot, bending that left knee. Breathing here. And then gently releasing that left hand down, stepping that left foot back, halfway down, coming into a pyramid. And then revolving the triangle. So walking that left hand to the outside of the right foot. Reaching the right arm up. Breathing here. Revolving the triangle, reaching up, gazing up, breathing in. Then exhale, releasing both hands down, stepping both feet back, lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog, stepping the left foot forward. Warrior one, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, open out to warrior two. And begin to straighten the left leg, keeping the feet nice and wide. Whatever you did on the other side, start to fold into your trikonasana, your triangle. Reach that right arm up, gazing up. And then start to bring your right arm forward, lifting your left arm up, holding that ball, but opening out the torso. Really opening out the torso. Breathing here. Keeping it open. And then bringing the gaze down, keeping that right arm up, moving forward, bending that left knee into your half moon. Breathing here, maybe that left hand is down or up. Keeping that right leg up high or bending and grabbing the right foot. Finding. And then when you're ready, bringing the right hand down, squaring the hips, stepping that right foot back into a pyramid. When you're here, hips are squared. Walking that right hand to the outside of the left foot. It can stay on the inside if you need it to. And lifting up that left arm. Gaze is up. Gaze is up at the left hand. Breathing here. Exhale, releasing both hands down, stepping both legs back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Just staying here in your downward facing dog for a few breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhaling. And on the next exhale, bend the knees. Step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold it forward here. Bend the knees, sit low in your chair, reach the arms up overhead. And on the next exhale, twist it over to the right side. Using your elbow on the outside of your thigh. Sit a little bit lower, making sure the knees are level. Staying here or opening out your arms nice and wide. So nice. As you're all such experienced yogis, if you want to go into a side crow here, practice a balancing pose. This is a nice time to do that. Just see where you are with it today. If you just want to keep twisting. And then find your way back safely. Coming back into your chair, reaching the arms up through center and twist it to the other side. Just find that twist before you do anything else. Gaze is up. And then when you're ready, if you want to, bringing your hands down, creating that shelf. Lifting your legs up, seeing where you are. If you want to just stay in your twist, stay there. And then finding your way back. Sitting in your chair, lifting your arms up. And exhale, come to stand, arms by your side. Going to come into a nice tree, finding the balance. Pressing down through your left leg, left hand to the outside of the hip. Draw the right knee up in front of you. Just hold it there for a moment. Just holding that knee. Finding your dristi. Then opening the knee out to the side. Foot comes to the inside of the thigh. Hands to prayer.
Find your drishti. Regulate your breath. Hands can stay here in a prayer or reach up high. Breathing here. Beautiful. And then reach down, placing that right foot on top of, above the left knee, and just sit back here. Just sit back here. Your hands can come down in front of you. We're in a prayer in front of the heart center, wherever you need to be. Just breathe. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing that foot down. Just move the hips from side to side. Come up to stand. Going to the tree on the other side. Grounding down through your right foot, right hand to right hip. Draw the left knee up in front of you. Just really making sure your foot is fully pressing into the earth. Find your drishti, knowing that you will always be moving here. There is no completely still point or moment. Then opening out the knee, pressing the foot to the inside of the thigh. Finding your hand placement, hands are in prayer in front of you, lifting them up. And just taking that moment here. Settling in. What do you need to do? Maybe press your hips forward, engage your thighs. Reaching down, placing the left ankle just above the right knee on the fleshy part of the front of the thigh. And just sitting back here. Maybe your hands are at a prayer. Or maybe they're reaching down, touching down. And you can play with bending and straightening your right leg here. And then release. Making some movements here, just bending and straightening. And then walking the hands forward, walking the legs back, just finding a way into a downward dog here. And reaching the right leg up high behind you. Stepping it forward outside of your right hand into a lizard. Maybe my favorite pose of all. Maybe we should do a yogi poll one day and see what our instantly favorite pose is. The one that we just know we love as soon as we go into it. Moving gently back and forward, side to side. Coming down to elbows and forearms. Bringing that back knee down or lifting it up. We're trying different things today. Maybe it's always knee down. For me, it's always knee down, but sometimes it's nice to try lifting the leg up just to see where you are there. And just gently moving here back and forward, side to side. And then from here, do bring the back knee down, straighten the arms, and walk that right foot across the front of your mat to find your way from here into a pigeon. So making sure that back leg is straight out behind you. Hips are squared. Come up for a moment. Really lengthen the spine here before folding. Breathe in. And then exhale, start to walk the hands forward. And finding your way down. Head rests down. Breathing here. And start to walk your hands back towards your hips and bring the leg all the way around for a seated spinal twist. Reaching that right arm up, twisting around to the left. Any variation here with your arms. Maybe your arms are going to stay like this. Maybe today you're binding. I don't always bind in this, but whenever I do, I really like it. Looking over your left shoulder, breathing here, and then de-twisting, coming around to the other side. You can stay upright or fold a little bit, and then crossing the leg, stepping or jumping back, lifting the left leg, then stepping the left foot outside of the left hand,
Finding your way to a lizard on the left side. And just swing, gently moving, finding joyful movement. What do you naturally feel like doing and what does make you feel good? And then coming down to elbows and forearms. Settling in a little deeper. And then straightening the arms, walking that left foot across the front of the mat, the top of the mat, bending the knee out, finding a way into a pigeon. But before we fold, just lengthening the spine here, squaring the hips, taking a breath here. And then exhale as you fold forward. Resting the head down, taking a moment. Head is all the way down. And then gently walking the hands back towards the hips, bringing the back leg all the way around for your seated spinal twist. Reach the left arm up, twist to the right. Support yourself with your right hand behind you as you kind of find your sit bones and then come into the bind if you did that on the other side. Looking over the right shoulder. And then de-twist, coming around. And then from here, coming into a Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the side, really lengthen the spine here. Use your grip on your ankles to draw your heels a bit closer into your pelvis and just sit nice and tall and straight with the back, almost with a micro bend backwards, almost like arching backwards slightly. And from your heart, from your chest, keep the spine nice and lengthened. Start to lead forward, start to fold forward here. Keeping the gaze kind of up and forward. Spine is nice and straight, gripping onto the ankles, pressing open the thighs. Gaze is forward. And then if you want to start to round out the spine and drop the head down, do that from here, or just keep lengthening the spine forward. And then come up. So I know that this is something particularly that Heather and Rachel love. So we've only kind of near the end of class, but I want to move from here into frog. We've done some lovely hip openers. So even though Rachel's clapping, because you girls know what you're doing, let's find our way. I'm going to move my mat. It's a bit awkward sometimes. Frog is awkward, feels awkward, looks awkward, but you know, it's all good. So just make sure that the hips are in line with the knees as you allow them to sort of move outwards. And then from here, you've got to move into this gently and slowly. There's no rushing into this. There's no like fast track into this. And it's keeping the feet out as well. We don't want feet in, we want them out. And then you just from here, you find your way, you know, elbows are down. Some days, you know, we did hip openers today, but for me, I still feel pretty tight here. That's okay, it's where you are, really supporting yourself with your elbows. Maybe like in puppy pose, your chest can come down and you can rest your forehead down. Maybe forehead rests on hands, my forehead is resting on my hands. You'll find a natural little arch in your lower spine. Trying to sit back with the seat. There's a lot going on here. And you'll find that you slowly start to ease in, get a bit lower. And breathe into the space. Just fold forward here.
Breathing here. And then we're going to start to slowly find our way back. So I'll be coming to my elbows first. Then I draw my feet in to take the pressure off knees and slowly push back. From here, come to laying on your backs. Draw your knees into your chest and just give yourself a hug. Allow the hips to start to close a little bit and just move gently from side to side. And bringing your feet down, we'll do one back bend here. So bridge or wheel. Just graze the back of your heels with your fingertips and start to tilt your pelvis towards your belly button, lifting the hips up, squeezing the shoulders together, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Just centering, drawing everything back in, grounding, and then releasing the hips down. And coming into a leg raise or shoulder stand. If you're just lifting your legs up, just bring your hands just below your seat to support you. Come into a nice shoulder stand. Circle your ankles, gazing up at your toes, maybe wiggling your toes a bit. Get things moving in a different direction. Inhaling and exhaling, coming back to that breath, remembering the nourishing breath. And then allowing your legs to fold over the head, coming into Halasana plow pose. Grip, interlacing the fingers, toes, tops of toes touching down. And then bending the knees either side of the ears. And then releasing the hands, pressing them into the mat, slowly rolling out with great control, slowly with control, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we come down to the lower spine, engage this core here, and bring the legs down with control, pressing the lower back into the mat. And then coming into your fish pose, Matsyasana. Opening up the chest, inhaling the crown of the head back, elbows pressing into the mat, breathing here, inhaling through the nose, and big exhale through the mouth. Unwanted thoughts, just letting it go here. 2 more times. And then finding your way into your Shavasana. Feet fall open, arms either side, palms facing the ceiling. Closing the eyes or lowering the eyelids. Just allowing the breath to become a bit more shallow here. Taking your time, coming back to that inhale, exhale mantra. So you just need to think about one thing at a time without your brain and mind being crowded. Really feeling yourself melting down into the mat with that great support of the earth beneath you, grounding down, feeling held. Start to bring some movement back into the fingers and toes. Stretching your body, breathing in deeply. Inhaling and exhaling. Rolling over to one side, finding your way into a comfortable seated position. Together we'll sing Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may my thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that freedom and happiness of all. Because if we are not all free, then none of us truly are. Bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart center. Bowing your head to your hands and knowing and trusting that the true teacher lies inside of you. Namaste.